Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. Today we are going to be doing a pick a card reading for what is giving you unnecessary stress and how to heal or cope. So this reading is a little obvious in terms of stressors, right? This topic rather. But what I'm going to be really looking into are some of the perhaps hidden stressors, or draw cards for you guys in a way that you can hear it from another perspective, get some objective guidance and support on it, and just to kind of, for the cards to draw out some messages that might not have been completely obvious in terms of your stress levels and things that have been giving you anxiety or just trouble in general, okay? So the four options that are here today have something to do with stress. I got inspired because of this right here, this thing that I got today. So I figured the options, I can just have it related to the theme of stress or stress reduction. This is a general reading. It won't resonate 100% maybe, but if you would like a a personal reading, the info is in the description. Be sure also, if you are a subscriber, be sure to hit the notification button just for future so that you can know when I post my videos. Okay. So for our topic, what is giving you unnecessary stress and how to heal or cope, we have the four options here, the four groups. The timestamps are going to be in the description as well as in the comments. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be using the traditional Rider-Waite. I'll also be getting some kind of, I was going to do an oracle card, but I think I'm going to use these angel message cards at the end of each reading. All right. So for our pick a card, here we have group number one. This is going to be group number one. This is the play-doh. I don't know if I can use brand name whatever on my channel, but this is play-doh. I put it on a post-it because it's a little greasy. This is group number two. This is the pink Himalayan salt. This is group number three, which is a fidget spinner. And in case you're wondering what that thing is in the middle, that is a scorpion's claw that I drew on there a while ago. And this is group number four. It's the stress or the squishy ball, whatever you want to call it. Okay, that's group number four. Okay, so again, we have group number one, group number two, group number three. This is what it looks like. And group number four. So just take as much time as you need. You can pause the video if you need to. Go with whatever your gut is telling you feels right, whichever one you are called to the most, okay? And whenever you are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number one, which is the play-doh. And I decided to form it like a spiral or I don't know even what I did here, but I didn't want to show it to you guys as just a lump. So you know, being attracted to this symbol is obviously very meaningful rather than just like a ball of clay. So I thought that was kind of cool to make it into a spiral. So Spirit, this reading is for group number 1. And the energies in their life right now, especially with unnecessary stress, please provide us with clear, guided messages for group 1. All right. So I've never done a reading like this, so I'm not sure 100% how I'm going to go about doing it, but I will just get a general sense of what's going on first. Spirit, what can you tell us for group 1? For group number 1, what is giving them unnecessary stress, or what's going on in their energy right now, Spirit? Please and thank you. For group 1, please. What is giving them unnecessary stress in their lives at this time? Oh my. Yeah, that came up immediately. So I mentioned in the intro that some of the stress that we're all dealing with now is, of course, going to be obvious, but let's just really hone in here. All of the cards are face down with the exception of this one. So this is sort of, like I said, the most common thing, the most obvious thing for a lot of you is the financial, okay? So this is a card of financial hardship, and it also could be a card for some of you for, if not financial hardship, it could also be a physical hardship. So either one, we're gonna keep looking into things. And the way that I do my readings, I don't just talk about the negative. I do put the healing aspect as well. So let's really get involved here. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have the Lovers here. That's interesting. So for some of you, again, this is a general reading. For some of you, this might not be your financial or physical hardship. This could be of a loved one, okay? And I'm very sorry if that is the case. I wasn't sure what it was trying to say at first. That's why I was like, oh, the Lovers is here. But this might be a loved one in your life, not only a romantic love connection, but any kind of love connection at all, or any kind of a relationship at all. It could be someone that you love is going through this hardship. We have Queen of Cups, Justice, 8 of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So with the Queen of Cups and the Justice, well, actually all of these are connected in my eyes. So here's what we see for here. All right, so I do see that for the most part, you guys are coming up as this Cups energy, right? It's not gender specific. So Queen of Cups energy here, it is looking like there is a lack of balance. So it looks like she is standing on just one foot here. There's no stability. So that is linking up with what's going on here. For those of you that are dealing with the financial instability, it's going to directly affect your root chakra, okay? Because the root chakra has to do with stability and feeling grounded and safe and secure, and as well as our survival. So whether it's financial or physical hardship, this is impacted at this time. The Lovers card also has to do with balance and duality and harmony, okay? So that is, all of these things are going to be impacted. And we literally have the Justice card, okay? So yes, lots of imbalance here. Some of you are trying to move on and away from this, which is wonderful because you're putting in the mindfulness to get out of this unstable energy with the 8 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So another thing to keep in mind is that with the Wheel of Fortune card, it's basically saying that it is time. It is time to move on from this energy and hopefully the situation itself, which we will get more info as I move along here. Spirit, what else can you tell us? Can you give us a little bit more clarity? What is, for group 1, what is giving them unnecessary stress in their lives at this time? Okay, so for a lot of you, some unnecessary stress is actually the difficulty and the challenge with being your true creative or confident self, as well as in terms of confidence, some of you might have been trying to manifest prosperity, as again, it's linking up here. But for some of you, some of the unnecessary stress has to do with being unable to truly express your creative self. And if you are, anyone who is a creative person can tell you that if they are not being creative, that they feel pretty much kind of sapped of their strength. and we don't feel like ourselves when we're not being that creative, true, genuine self, okay? That one that is going to lead us to that prosperity. Spirit, can you please give us a little more detail and any new information? What else is giving them unnecessary stress at this time? Yeah, okay. So we have 3 more pentacles here. So again, even though I know it's obvious that everyone has the financial stress, for you guys, I mean, it really is becoming, it might be becoming a fixation for some of you, and just like this frustrated energy of, why am I still stuck? Why is nothing moving? Okay? Why is nothing releasing itself? It's this feeling of being trapped. No matter what direction you are walking in, it's just not working, or it feels like it's just not working at this time. Okay, so let's see if we can get a little bit of clarity for some of these. Let me just do one more. Spirit, what else? Any other things? Any other hidden messages here and what's causing them unnecessary stress? Okay, so we have the 6 of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Swords, we had the 7 of Swords over here, and we have the 8 of Wands. Okay, so you guys know by now that I do intuitive readings. There are no spreads. I just do whatever, and the cards create these shapes for themselves based off of the energy. Whew. Look at the shape. I don't know what this shape is. I've never seen this before. This is quite a web and a map that you guys are showing me. Actually, it's kind of pretty. It's actually kind of beautiful. It looks like almost like a labyrinth, or it just looks like a whole story. It reminds me of when people scrapbook and with photo albums and things like that. It's just telling a whole story here. So towards the bottom, we do have this deeply held imbalance within. This is I would probably say that this is representing your subconscious, your emotional state. So something within the mind feels imbalanced, and yes, it is impacting all other aspects of your life. I do feel that because it's just the nature of this sort of imbalance, it's not within your immediate awareness, hence the word subconscious. There's something that you're fighting for. I don't feel necessarily that you are stuck in the way that I usually see stuckness, which would be the probably 4 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. We don't see that here. Although you do feel a lot of the times consciously trapped, yes. But there's something that you're fighting for. So I think that part of what's giving you the most stress, and you might not even be aware of this, is that whatever you've been fighting for in your life, and when I say fighting, I mean more of striving, but it has turned into fighting, is that you had a particular vision, an expectation, an idea for yourself and your life path. At a certain point, things just really didn't pan out in that particular way. And I feel that you guys, in all honesty, took that to a negative place, or maybe even took it personally. Okay, so I don't know if that sounds familiar to you guys. Maybe that's not for all of you, but I do feel like that is at some point what happened here. And then maybe along the lines, you guys did start to have this 8 of Swords mentality, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, why me? Okay, now the 8 of Swords does have to do with that word, you know, that victim mentality. This is not meant to be insulting, okay? This is just me pulling out the energies of what's going on here. I feel that at some point when your path took a turn, you guys took it personally. When I say took it personally, it's kind of like, let's say if a person in real life was to say something towards you that wasn't really a direct personal insult, but you guys took it to heart. It's kind of like that. So when life took a turn, you kind of thought that, hey, life doesn't like me, or, you know, things just aren't going to go my way. And, you know, kind of like you did start to feel like a victim, right? Maybe not 100%, but I'm kind of just sensing that energy here. on the lower rungs of your ladder. And we have the 7, the 8, and the 9 of Swords. That's very difficult energy. Yes, it's a little bit scattered. Over here, it started to feel very trapped when we were talking about anything in the Pentacles realm, which is physical, financial, anything like within the 3D. And that is where you started to feel that trapped feeling. So it probably, where your mind and spirit took a hit was in that realm, okay? And I do feel that that's where things started to turn sour, in a sense, for you guys. That's not like you, because I feel like your true self is very vibrant and very prosperous, or maybe that's what you envisioned for your life and it just didn't go that way. Therefore, it started to create this energy of falseness, I think, kind of like you were living a false life. This isn't my real, genuine path. It started to make you extremely worried for the future, in thinking, oh my gosh, like, is this never going to happen for me? Am I always going to stay stuck? So that's kind of what I see here. You have 2 cards in a row here that are next to each other that have to do with imbalance. But it's interesting because this is very weird. The image that I'm getting here, I mean, it's kind of like I'm not sensing the imbalance is within your foundation or within your energies even. I kind of get the feeling that there's something that within the mentality or within the situation that for whatever reason you're still holding on to something. And I do think it has to do with what I said before about the expectations. And whenever I see the cards with the scales on them, I see the imbalance live. I kind of see, so for you guys, the left side is weighing heavily, but it's almost as if you're holding it down. So what I'm saying is, I feel that you guys have a lot of power in regards to the balance of your lives, more than you might think. Let me get some clarity before I get another deck here. Spirit, what else can you tell us about the 6 of Pentacles and the Justice card together? The 6 of Pentacles, what is the message behind this card? Oh my goodness. We do have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so don't hate me, but the word that came to my mind was stubborn. Okay. Now, if you do hate me and you're like thumbs down for her for saying that, you kind of are proving my point. Okay, please do not take offense. But the word stubborn came to my mind. It might not be something you're doing on purpose. It could be a sort of like an instinctual reaction to change or to fear or whatever. But clarifying this over here, this imbalance, there's something you're stubbornly holding on to. Again, it could be because of fear, and that is understandable. So I'm just letting you know that that is what I see here. And the thing is, that energy of that stubbornness and this imbalance here is greatly impacting your intuition. And when our intuition gets derailed or gets affected, I suppose, that's when we veer off course. So we were here on our path just smoothly sailing, but then when your intuition is blocked, oh boy, we can't see a thing. It's like the windshield, you know, it completely gets smogged over and we can't see anything. So that's why your cards started to take this very intricate looking route, because everything was impacted by just this. So let's get more on this, because this is very interesting. Over here, work was severely impacted. Work and finances, like I said. Okay, so Spirit, down here, what are they holding on to? What's going on with the 4 of Pentacles, please? Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's interesting. 2 different messages here. Okay, just take whichever one resonates, because there's split messages here. So, I mean, look at this. Those of you that watch tarot a lot, you probably have a guess as to what this means, but this could be a soulmate card and this could be a twin flame card, yes. But, like I said, because there's 2 different messages here, So some of you were stubbornly holding on. So this is group one, right? Well, option one for this. Some of you were stubbornly or fearfully holding on to the expectation of your future life with a soulmate, a partner, a life partner, something with a spouse and marriage and home life and children, okay? That's one version. And because it didn't go that direction, and that's interesting because the Lover's card over here, now I'm seeing that that's a little bit more relevant than what I was thinking of before. It had something to do with the aspect of your love life or your future expectations, okay? And because it didn't go in this direction in exactly the way that you thought, everything got impacted, like I said. And now, you kind of, so your life path kind of just trailed away slightly to the point where you probably don't even recognize it or yourself sometimes. Not all the time, but you're just like, wait, what? Like, what's going on? You know, so it feels very foreign and strange to you. All right. So for those of you that's not the case, so here's option two within this interpretation. It could have had something to do with either your sense of passion or creativity or even belonging. So it could, I mean, I think that it is something with passion. So I mentioned over here with the creativity. It's just that this one has to do with like a sense of, well, celebration and belonging, yes. But it could have had something to do with that. So anything that, so whether it was love or creativity, something that ignites your sense of passion, you know, that fire element within you guys. And when I think of fire, I think of the soul itself. So whatever it was, I mean, if that's not exactly resonating, then do take a little bit more time to reflect on what you feel you're holding on to. Because as you can plainly see here and feel within your own self, this is not you. All right? So let's get some more. Let me see what I'm going to use here. I think I'm going to use... I like these so much, but they're just kind of hard to shuffle. So let me use these. This is the Light Seers Tarot. Let me just shuffle one more time. Spirit, is there any additional information, any new messages for group one? What is giving them unnecessary stress? Please and thank you, Spirit. Group one. What is giving them unnecessary stress? What's going on here? What do they need to know? The wheel again. There it is. There it is. Your second Wheel of Fortune card here, right, is now touching the 7 and the 9 of Swords. So just to remind you, this is the cards that it fell on top of, all right? So the way that we are going to pair this together, the Wheel of Fortune has to do with destiny and alignment. This is where you feel that things went wrong. You feel like, so it looks like, again, I don't know if you're aware of it. It might be subconsciously that you feel this, but it seems as though something within your energy is saying that, oh, I took the wrong turn. My life, my destiny, my path is not going the way it's supposed to. There, you see what I mean? The word like expectations. So, and you're equating that with your happiness and with your success. That's a tough one. That one kind of stings right there because the word success, I hate this, but some of you feel like you have failed, okay? You feel like you have. Notice I didn't say that you have. This is a perception, okay? So after I get a couple more cards, I will then give you the ways to heal and to cope. Well, at least a little bit more. Spirit, anything else you'd like to let us know about for group one and what is causing unnecessary stress, please? Group one, please and thank you. 3 of Pentacles again, work. Okay, work is a big one. I mean, yes, work and finances It's obviously directly related. So here we have the 3 and the 10 of Pentacles. Would you look at that? Okay. So this one is actually a very positive message, and I feel that as you're watching, it might even start to sort of awaken some thoughts or some flexibility within your aura. 3 of Pentacles is... So it's kind of like the same thing that gave you motivation to succeed and to have any kind of energy at all is the same thing that it has been bringing you down and bringing you stress, because it has to do with your career, your success, and your... See, the happy family is on this card again. That's what the 10 of Pentacles represents. The happy family, the stability, the security, the legacy, everything, the comfort. Okay? So, again, the expectation of a particular version of success and not having that. And some of you, the word, this is not going to be for all of you, but for some of you, the word for the 7 of Swords that just came up was fraud. Some of you feel like a fraud. And that's very harsh. These words are very harsh. So if you have been telling yourself some of these words, you already know that is another thing that has been adding to the unnecessary stress, is that inner dialogue. Okay, so let's just get a couple more. Spirit, anything else for group 1? Group 1, please and thank you. Okay, so we have the King of Cups. King of Cups, that's interesting. You over here, I think this was one of the first cards, if I'm not mistaken. Well, before it came up before this one anyway. You came up over here as the Queen of Cups. Now, we do have the King of Cups. So that is one more time hinting at expectations having to do with a divine counterpart, a soulmate, or a partner of any kind. That could have to do with it, yes. Let's see if there's anything else. Is there any confirmation or new information, Spirit, for... Sorry, hold on. For group 1, please. Anything else that they need to know? Wow, 9 of Pentacles. Oh boy, you guys are killing me with these expectations. Some of you feel that... So we have the 9, the 3, the 9, and the 10. You see all these pentacles here. You see how your pentacles in your expectations is impacting the emotional and the spiritual self. Oh my goodness. It kills me just because it is a clear intuition that brings abundance, that attracts prosperity. So that's why I'm like, wow, this is ironic. It really, really is. So next I will give you guys some pointers as to how to clear up these channels so that you can bring in that prosperity. All right, we're dealing with some difficult things here because yes, as you can see from a lot of my readings, a lot of things has to do with the mentality in terms of energies. So we're dealing with some difficult things here. It's expectations, it's some self-doubts or self-punishment, it's stubbornness or fear. You know, these are all very difficult to deal with, and it's all overlapping, as you can see. Okay, so I am interested to see... I will get the angel message afterwards, but let me go a little bit into... I already have some ideas, but let's get some healing messages. Spirit, what are some healing messages, or how can they heal or cope for group 1? What are some ideas for them how to heal or cope with this unnecessary stress? Group 1, please. I love this, actually. I really love this. So over here, the 9 of Pentacles was focusing on the financial, right? I mean, yes, there's other things involved, but this is for you guys. This is focusing on the financial. So what Spirit is saying is to focus not on the financial with the 9 of Pentacles, but with the 9 of Cups, to focus on the happiness. Okay, so instead of this 9, to focus on this 9. Look at the happiness. Look at the freedom and the brightness. let me tell you something about this card right here. This could be a person who doesn't have a dime, and they can still feel free and safe and provided for and blessed. And I know that to some people that might sound ridiculous. But if you are truly spiritual and truly connected, you know exactly that feeling. So the first piece of advice that Spirit is giving you is focus not on the material gain or status, but instead of equating, I'll put it to you this way, instead of equating your success and your happiness with any kind of financial success or family labels or circumstances, equate your happiness with your mentality and with your gratitude and with your basically your soul, the space of your mind, all of the blessings that are around you at all times, here and now. Or how can you feel at peace and happy just within yourself with exactly what you have right now and exactly who you are right now. So that's the first message here. I love that with the 9 of Cups. Spirit, anything else? How can they heal or cope? Ace of Wands, yes. So adding on to that message, extending that message, it's passion. I did mention passion before. I just think of pure soul. So anything at all that makes you feel passionate, whether that's art and creativity, writing, dancing, cooking, going out into nature, any of these things. What is it that makes you feel alive and connected? So, and that's the interesting part about this kind of energy work. You are creating enormous balance when you start to do this, because you are brightening yourself. You're putting yourself in a higher vibration, and you're letting go, you're releasing some of these negative energies, and therefore you are going to see more abundance and prosperity, the very thing that you were kind of pushing away unintentionally before. Whew. Okay. What else? Spirit, what else? For group 1, please. The 5 of Swords and the Emperor. Okay, so with the 5 of Swords, the 5 of Swords does have to do with battles, but petty battles. Now you see the guy on the card, he actually looks like he has a headache. So these expectations and these unnecessary stressors in regards to the mentality or, you know, certain little day-to-day burdens, they're asking you to drop those swords, to spare yourself the headache, essentially. Now, paired with the Emperor card here, the Emperor has to do with, well, different things. It has to do with status and control. So really, they are asking you to let go of that, to drop those swords, meaning to spare yourself that headache, you know, to change the idea of something that you have to be, or to release that control. I feel that it's always a good thing to have a healthy balance of control, yes. But we have to know what that balance is. And that's exactly what we were seeing here before with the 2 scales, okay? So to me, a healthy balance of control, a healthy control, to me is making sure that we're taking positive action towards our lives with, you know, positive behaviors and mindsets and towards our positive goals. But then once we hit that threshold of we cannot any longer control it, that's when we surrender and let it go and trust within God, the divine, the universe, that we will still be provided for, and just to trust and have faith in general. I feel that that is a healthy balance. All right. Spirit, do you have any other final messages for them about how to heal or cope? We have here the 3 of Cups. Oh, come on now. That's just that's just a beautiful message. You can see the love and the light on this card. There's support. there's, you know, I mean, this is feminine energy, yes, but it, like I said, it's not gender specific, but this is like the sisterhood, or in other cases the brotherhood of this divine love. They are sharing, it kind of looks like they're sharing their burdens, and somehow in doing so releasing it. So if you're able to find the love and support of those around you, the ones that you can feel free to trust, and to all of you kind of sharing your burdens together so that you can make that intention to release it. I think it'll be very helpful just to have that group support, that friendship mentality, that love. If not, if you can't actually be with the group, this is still the energy. It's a high vibration of joy. So whatever you can to bring yourself a bit of joy in the everyday life, and to stop making excuses to push it off. Just carve out a little bit of time, and it will make all the difference. Okay, so just a couple of other things that I thought of over here. Like I was saying to you before, address the expectations that you have for yourself. You can even write them down so that they are now being drawn up to the conscious awareness. Because if they're in the subconscious, you're not going to be aware of them. So write them down and talk about it, maybe to yourself or to whoever's around you. You can even just like voice record yourself or something like that. Because they are indicating, like I said, that it's time to move on from that. Okay, so make sure that you are addressing the expectations, you are removing the expectations, and instead of saying the phrases like I should be or I'm supposed to, we want to cancel that out. We want to cross that out and replace it with I am, meaning I am at this place of my life, and that is perfect exactly the way that it is. I am exactly who I am right now, and that's okay, and I love that. So all we're really doing is we are shifting the perspective and the language. Okay, so just again, be very careful with your inner language. It's super sneaky, but can be very destructive depending on the energy. Spirit, what is your final message for group 1 in their life right now? Final message for group 1, please. Group 1, group 1, group 1. And by the way, if some of you didn't resonate with the soulmate, soul partner, whatever, it could just represent the other divine part of yourself. Okay, so again, what resonates? For group 1, please. Group 1, message for group 1. There we go. So the angel, I like this a lot. The angel of simplicity. So the message, so what are they doing on this? It's just like a little flower or something. So here's the message. My life is fulfilled in the simplicity of my attitudes. The more we attune to our soul's love and intuition, the simpler life becomes. On a personality level, we tend to complicate things tremendously. But when we become receptive to our inner guidance, life becomes simple and clear, and is free from that which is superfluous. So that just means sort of like extra, if you guys weren't sure. Sorry. So anyways, try to simplify as much as you can. All right. And what else was I going to add? The intuition part. Okay. So that's what I had forgotten to say before. The intuition part. Just simply trust within spirit. Trust within your life path, and trust that even if you are sort of like in a stuck place, or that something is not going in the way that you maybe expected it to, still trust within the process and trust within your whole journey. Okay, that's again the threshold to let go, to surrender and release that control, and to still take those positive steps and make those positive actions in your life, even if it's not what you thought it would be. And that's okay. All right, so again, the Angel of Simplicity. I think this is really nice. I have to get the name of these cards for next time. But so group 1, that was a journey. You guys are very complex people, very deep thinkers, yes. But now I recommend to take all of this deep thought and apply it to something very productive. So whether that's a creative project or something that you want to plan or organize, take all of that thought and just channel it into something that's going to make you feel fulfilled and happy, okay? So group 1, I hope that this helped. If it didn't resonate at all, please feel free to choose a different one, a different group, but that's what I have for you, okay? Good luck with everything. Sending you blessings. Subscribe and share. Hit the notification button if you enjoyed this, and thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys next time, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 2, which is the pink Himalayan salt. Spirit, this reading is for group 2, and the energy is for them, especially with what's giving them unnecessary stress. Please provide us with clear, guided messages for group 2. All right. Spirit, for group 2, what is causing them unnecessary stress at this time? Please and thank you for group 2 in their lives right now. Okay. All right. 7 of Cups as a starting card. Sometimes that's a good thing. Let's see. For group 2, what is causing them unnecessary stress, Spirit? Quite a different feel already from group 1, as this is the leading card. We'll get to this in a second. All right, so with the 7 of Cups, so as you can see, this card is a little bit ambiguous. It really just depends on the context. So this could be a bad thing, could be a good thing. I feel that with the 7 of Cups here, yes, this is talking about options. But in this case, especially because of the topic of today, this is talking about unnecessary stress due to having too many options, too many things to think about. What path am I supposed to take here? Where am I going? Right? So it's attached to the Page of Pentacles. So it could be talking about a financial path. Maybe some of you right now are really ruminating on a career path, a career change. Should I start a new career? Should I move up in my current place? Should I start working again? You know, what am I going to do here? Okay, so that's really what I see here. Now, that's why it's a double-edged sword. Because, like I said, the 7 of Cups could be a good thing. So, in some ways, the 7 of Cups attached with the Page of Pentacles, I mean, maybe we can start to think of it as a good thing and say, hey, you know, there might be a lot of options here, but at least I do have some options. Yes, I have more than one path that I can go right now. And maybe that is, or that can be, a positive thing. But for now, yes, this is causing you unnecessary stress. There's a lot of battles here. There's a lot of turning it over and over and over in your mind, most likely because you're afraid you're going to make the wrong decision. Over here with the Five of Pentacles, I figured this one would come up for everyone. I mean, yes, it did come up for group one. It'll probably come up for the rest because everyone, for the most part, has financial problems, right? And you know, this can be financial hardship as well as physical, which is another kind of obvious thing in this time that we're in right now. But for you guys, let's see here. Where does this belong? So the Five of Pentacles, and then over here we do have the Queen of Swords. Let's actually get a little more for this one. Spirit, what else can you tell us for group two? What is causing them unnecessary stress in their lives right now? The Two of Wands. So what's interesting for you guys, yes, it's a differing energy from group one, because for you guys, this is actually, it's indicating that it's not in your life currently, most likely, but you are really putting it in the forefront of your mind in terms of the future. So yes, the unnecessary stress is coming from the what ifs of the future, even though it's not really something that most likely you're dealing with at the current time. I don't think, at least. Some of you might be, though. Anything else? What else? The Knight of Swords. So I feel like some of you in a lot of cases want to move very quickly, and maybe there's this feeling that you have to rush to get somewhere and you just have to take quick action and always have a clear mind and be very overly logical. There's not a lot of intuition going on here, my friends. Queen of Swords and Knight of Swords, this is too much in the head space. Where is the intuition? Okay, I don't normally read reversals or cards in the reversed position, but I am noticing that the Fool card is upside down here. I don't know if I just did that by mistake, right, quote unquote. But I am going to pay attention to that. I've only read 2 reverse cards in my entire time of being on this channel, and I'm going to start to do that little by little in time. But the Fool is all about a new beginning, right? But in your mind, that beginning is kind of being thwarted, or you're not having the opportunity for your new and prosperous beginning because of this overly logical, and in some cases there's a little bit of too much control here, right? So due to a place of either fear, or it could even be of like, this is not to say that you're prideful, but it could be either of a place of fear or pride. And when I say that, I just simply mean not allowing spirit to take the wheel. So it's a little bit too much of that. I was afraid in group one, you know, I was like, don't hate me with certain things that I had to say, but we're here for the truth, right? So with the Queen of Swords energy, you're a very strong, logical personality, okay? So I think that for the most part, you guys are aware that our intuition is what will lead us in the right direction, because our intuition never lies and is never mistaken. So anyway, I'm going to put this right back up here. Maybe it'll come back. So let's keep going. What is causing them unnecessary stress? So that being said about the intuition, over here with the Seven of Cups, you can use that to your advantage if you just take your energy and your focus away from the head, space, from the space of the mind, and shift it down to the space of the intuition and that gut. Okay, that gut feeling. What feels right to do next? What feels right in terms of your path versus what do I think is right? What is supposed to be right? What is like the shoulds and the supposed tos? Group one got that a lot. But anywho, so the Seven of Cups, the way to choose the right path is to just simply follow your gut, your intuition. And if that seems a little clouded right now, once you start to relax and surrender just a little bit, it's gonna become more clear over time. Eight of Wands is up next. Let's see what else. Spirit, can you give us a little more on these cards over here? Anything else for the Eight of Wands? Two of Cups and Three of Cups. It looks like you're wanting to take other people with you as well. I don't know if maybe you're family oriented or maybe there's a lot of people in your life that you care about. But the Two and the Three of Cups did show up, so it just makes me think that there's others involved here. So that could be a common thing for you. I mean, the family cards didn't show up, but there's the energy of feeling like you are responsible for other people's well-being or happiness. That's a big one here. Spirit, is there anything else you can tell us about any of these so far? Okay. So, over here with the Six of Pentacles, as you can see, the person in the center is giving something away to another person down here, right? So I do feel that that is a common thing you guys tend to do, whether you have a family or not, or you're just like whoever's in your life. You have that tendency to give and give and give, and always the forefront of your mind is, how can I make this other person happy? And so if you're not quite aware of that, right, if it's just something you do unconsciously, that is, yes, going to add unnecessary stress to your life because it will create an imbalance. It's wonderful to be generous, but it's important to be generous with a balanced state of mind, which is focusing on other people's happiness and fulfillment, but also your own, because that's what's fair. Okay? Let's see, what else? Spirit, what else can you tell us? Let me ask about this again. What else can you tell us about the Eight of Wands and the Cups cards? What's going on there? Yeah, you're definitely a fighter. You're a very, I'm telling you, you're such a strong and fierce persona. So, like, the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands, to me, they are the stronger and more fiery, in my opinion, of all of the queens, and you got both of them. So you're a fireball, and you're very passionate and very strong-willed. Look at how much you're fighting for whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. You put your 110% into everything that you do, and because you do have a big heart, even though the Queen of Cups isn't showing up here, you do have a big heart. That's why this is extra unnecessary burden, because you feel that it is your responsibility. The weight of the world looks like it's on your shoulders. Ten of Wands isn't here, but I can feel that energy. Why is the Spirit, why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Wheel of Fortune, please. Okay, anything else about the Wheel of Fortune? So I feel that you're, speaking of Queen of Cups, there she goes. So I feel that you're waiting for something. With the Seven of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups showing up here, I do feel that something within your, here goes at the bottom again, something within the subconscious and just like the deeper unaware layers of yourself. I do feel like you're either waiting for something, anticipating something. It could even be dread, depending on, you know, the context here. What is it, Spirit? What is the message behind the Wheel and the Seven of Pentacles, please? What is the message here for them? Whew. With the Seven of Swords, it kind of looks like there is this inherent sort of like a distrust or something like that. It's almost not completely, but it's kind of reminding me of the energy of suspicion. You're like, this is too good to be true, or, you know, what's going to happen here? I can't quite figure this out. It's like that phrase, waiting for the other shoe to drop. So the way I'm linking it here is because of that wanting to control for these factors in the future, it's led you to this feeling of like, what's going to happen here? And you're afraid of being deceived or hurt in some way. Again, I don't feel that this is something you're consciously thinking of, but I feel like deep down, you're kind of not trusting within the alignment and the grand scheme and the destiny of things. Spirit, anything else on that? Ten of Cups. So really, it's all about the future harmony The love, the harmony, the security, yes. I'm telling you, this is a lot of pressure. Let's get another deck just to change it up and get some more info, and I'll see if there's any other hidden messages for you. Okay, Spirit, for group 2, is there anything else? What is giving them unnecessary stress? What do they need to know about this, Spirit? Please and thank you for group 2. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands. Again, this, I mean, there's a heavy energy of having to do with home life, and just the happiness of others. That feeling of celebration with other people is a big one. For group 2, please. So we have the Four of Wands, we have the Two of Swords. Again, so here with the Two of Swords, it is connecting back to the Seven of Cups from before. So with the Two of Swords, this is you feeling at this time of your life, and I do feel like you are aware of this, feeling unable to make a decision. Okay, so hold on, let me get the other cards. You also have the Knight of Cups and the Six of Pentacles again. Hold on, Spirit, what is going on here with the Six of Pentacles again? What is the message behind the Six of Pentacles, please? Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, Spirit. Six of Pentacles, please. Ten of Cups again. Holy cow. Okay, so I am going to just... It's weird because you guys didn't really strike me as being immersed in a family, but you know why? I think this is why. You guys are operating from a space of the head. And usually when I do these readings, I feel it from my gut or from my heart, but you guys are sincerely up here in the mind, like in the head space. So that's why I was having trouble detecting that, but you are very much immersed in the lives of others, whether that's your family, your friends, your coworkers, your whoever is in your immediate space, okay? So we had these two cards already come up. So again, giving so much of yourself to others and making it your business and your responsibility to make others happy. Remember that if you are not looking out for yourself and you're overburdening yourself with this responsibility, you will be met with an imbalance. And that is going to affect your health and your happiness. All right, and over here, like I said, this is more about just you. So the Two of Swords and the Seven of Cups is it right there. It's the indecision. So I'm going to put it to you very, very simply I'm going to repeat the message from before. To know what path to take, to know what cup to choose. You really can't do this logically. I mean, yes, that sounds like it makes the most sense, and I'm not saying to ignore your logic. But if you're already thinking rationally about the situation and you've already narrowed down your options and you still don't know where to go, ask yourself, what is my gut telling me? What do I feel within my gut, within my soul, my heart? What do I feel within my body is the right decision for me? Okay, and again, if that answer doesn't immediately come up, give yourself some space and relax, breathe. And when I tell you surrender, this means to have just a little bit of trust and faith within spirit and within everything, that you are going to be making the right, trusting within them, just basically having faith that everything will be okay and that whatever's meant to find you will find you. So with the traditional version of the Two of Swords, we see someone who is blindfolded and blocked within the heart space and unable to see the waters and the moon, which is representing intuition. So if you guys are able to tap into that heart of yours, that big heart of yours, and tap into your psychic self, you are highly psychic, you are highly intuitive. I just don't think that maybe you lead your life with that persona. maybe you're not even aware that you have this capability. Knight of Cups here, yeah, just like allowing yourself to be more in your intuitive or creative, or even like in here it's like a romantic kind of a self, but like just stepping away from being overly logical, if that is the case. Okay, so I mean, that's really what I'm seeing. I don't see a variation there. Spirit, what is your advice so far for group 2 and how they can heal or cope? Any new information for group 2? How can they heal or cope with this unnecessary stress? Anything else that they need to know? Okay, we have the Lovers and the Seven of Wands, which we did see over here. One more. Spirit, what is the message here? So, oh, there goes the Queen of Cups again. All right. So with the Lovers card, the Lovers card can certainly represent duality and harmony. And yes, it's like this fierce, passionate kind of love, and as well as balance, I would say. But another image that comes to my mind is that divine energy of the traditional Lovers card. There's an angel watching over the two beings on the card. So that's what I thought of. So conjure that feeling, your own inner balance, your harmony, being in harmony with yourself. Maybe you can even think of it as, yes, being in harmony with your divine masculine and your divine feminine, but also being in harmony with your logical self and your intuitive self. I think that it might actually be a very good experience for you to start to think of it in that way. We also have, so yes, the Seven of Wands. So with the Seven of Wands, we did see before, if you feel you're fighting too much, or kind of like always like traveling uphill, they're asking you to kind of take it down a notch and to kind of just relax a little bit more. You don't have to fight every single battle that comes your way. You don't have to perceive it as a battle. So they're kind of asking you to chill out a little bit with that, right? So again, Queen of Cups energy here. Enjoy your spirituality. Enjoy your creativity. Whatever it is that gets you more within the spiritual body, that is going to help you to heal. That is really going to help you to... It is going to help you to relax, actually. I am drawn to the Crown here. When you, by the way, when you feel connected to the divine, you are actually really surrendering and just becoming one. And you feel like that burden and the weight on your shoulders, the weight of the world, has actually melted away. Because it's almost as if you're surrendering that burden to the universe, to the divine. And you're like, okay, maybe it's not up to me. Maybe I don't have to save the world. Maybe I don't have to hold up all this energy and this people. Okay? You can only do what you can do. You're doing your best. And that's where we have to kind of cut it off and say, I'm doing exactly my best. And I have to be okay with that. And I am accepting that. Spirit, anything else for group 2? Anything else for how they can heal or cope? Two of Wands again. I like that this card showed up at this particular time. Where did we see? It's over here. So we did see the Two of Wands over here. So instead of worrying about the future, now we are now transforming this, what was once negative energy, into something positive, because now you can start to look into the future with a sense of renewed hope and perspective. So what I recommend is to, little by little, start to reevaluate your goals with what you have right now in front of you. And instead of being so preoccupied with everyone else and everything else, just simply tune into you and say, what do I want to do? What's going to make me happy? What are my passions? Not in a selfish way, of course. And you guys know by now that that's not the case, because you're not selfish. But you're allowed to do that. It's the word permission. To give yourself permission. To look out into the future and to... It kind of looks like she's collecting the clouds in her mind. She's just playing, like, you know, kind of with this imaginative, playful energy. She looks a little somber, yes, but it feels like she's relearning how to dream. Oh, that's such a beautiful message. What else? Oops. Spirit, any other final messages for for group 2? How can they heal or cope? Group 2, please. Sorry, I think my selenite is shaking against the wall. Okay. It's a giant selenite tower. I'll show you guys sometime. What was I doing? Spirit, for group 2, anything else? How can they heal or cope, please? Wait, nope. For group 2. All right, we do have the Page of Wands. Very similar energy over here from the Two of Wands and the Queen of Wands. I told you guys are you are a passionate and fiery bunch. You're very creative, very powerful. I mean, I look at these cards and I look at somebody who has such a divine presence and a voice, a very powerful and influential voice, so much light. Oh my gosh, you can see it here. So this is what it looks like. Here's the Page of Wands, Queen of Wands. Look at all the light there, all the candles there, and all the light coming from within her. This is really beautiful. So over here, you know, take a page out of this book here. Look how happy and free this being is on this card. And it kind of, like, in my head, it just gave me that phrase, F it. Like, F it is okay. It's okay to play. It's okay to be free. It's okay to allow yourself happiness and joy, even if it's just for that moment, because only you can do that. And over here, again, this is passion, but this is creation. See, holding your passion within your hand and igniting it because you will it to be so. Ah, that's wonderful. Let's get one more and I'll get you an angel message. Spirit, any final messages for group 2? How can they heal or cope? Yeah, and by the way, if you do feel very logical in general, you know, as you can see from the Queen of Swords, it's like, you know, she's standing so straight with a black and white mentality. Where's the color in her life? Where's the color? Where's the fun? Where's the kooky edges and the emotions and the palette of colors here of life? That's what we need. So that's what the Queen of Wands is kind of talking about. Just allow yourself that freedom, that independence, that creativity and color. Spirit, any final words for group 2? How they can cope or heal? Seven of Pentacles again. All right. So we have, okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles here. So the 7 did come up before. So I said something about waiting. So instead of waiting for perhaps something unfortunate to happen, this is the opportunity to grow fortune for yourself. But I think it's a little bit more speaking of growing a sense of groundedness, security, and stability mentally, to grow a sense of trust. I read that in one of the tarot books a long time ago, to believe that life is worthy of your trust. Even if, let's say, something happens, to not think of it as something that's bad. It's just what, you know, it's life happens sometimes, but that does not mean that life is not worthy of our trust. So to develop that sense of trust and stability and security for life itself, and to manifest that fortune in all ways. Okay, so let's get the angel message for you. I have to get the name of these for next time, sorry. Alrighty. Okay, Spirit, what is your message for group 2, please? Your message for group 2. So we have here the Angel of Group Consciousness. That's actually what I thought was coming up with this card. This is what it looks like. So remember, I did mention something about a group. So I wonder, let's see. It says, the first two words is I trust. That's so funny. I was talking about that. I trust and act according to my soul's guidance every day. So it says, soul's consciousness is all embracing and is a strong connection within groups. In the soul dimension, we are not separate entities, and we are fully aware of our service to humanity and to the planet. To have group consciousness is to respond to the guidance that comes from the soul and to be synchronized in the right place with the right people and action. I like the fact that the word group came up because I was talking about feeling connected, okay? And, well, I mean, yes, I was talking about, like, feeling those burdens. So that's another thing as well. I think it would really benefit you guys to, instead of thinking you have to shoulder the burden, to kind of share the responsibility with others, because that is what the collective is all about. No one person should have to suffer by themselves. That's just not fair. All right. So so the whole point is that we are in this together, as the cliche has been this entire year, but it is true. Okay. So, and again, like I said, to have trust. All right. It says we are not separate entities. So yes, we all are connected. And it also mentions being of service to humanity. So yes, you guys are very much all about that. And as long as you have that inner balance with your service, you know, your mission and your service, and you're making sure to include yourself within that collective that needs that compassion and generosity, then you will remain balanced, okay? Very interesting group 2 and very different from group 1. I wasn't sure what was going to come up in tonight's reading. So group 2, that is what I have for you. If this didn't resonate at all, feel free to pick a different group. So I really hope that this helped. I hope it resonated. Please subscribe and share, and also hit the notification button. And best of luck to you guys on your journey, okay? So sending you love, and, you know, just remember to take care of yourselves. I will take that advice, yes, okay? And I will see you in the next reading, okay? Blessings, bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 3, which is the fidget spinner with the scorpion symbol on it. Just in case you were curious why that is there, is because it has to do with something that I was writing and something I'm passionate about. I'll let you know when it's time. That's gonna be a while from now. Spirit, this reading is for group 3. And the energies for them and their life right now, especially with what's giving them unnecessary stress. Please provide us with clear guided messages for group 3. All right. So, Spirit, for group 3, what is giving them unnecessary stress? What is causing them unnecessary stress in their lives right now? Please and thank you for group 3. That card, I did guess, was going to show up for everybody. It's kind of obvious because everyone stresses about this. for group three. All right. So, wait a minute. This isn't the same thing for group 1 and 2. I thought that this was going to be representing financial stressors or physical stressors, right? Both of which are super duper obvious and relevant at this time. But honestly, that's not what this is representing for you guys. For you guys, with the Five of Pentacles, it could be two things. One, some of you might actually be feeling left out in the cold right now, or feeling abandoned in some way, or left behind in some way. Another alternative here, if that doesn't resonate, some of you are feeling quite disconnected. Okay? Disconnected from other people or spirit or your spirituality, whatever the case is. Now, we do have the Hermit. So I do feel that this is what it's representing for you guys. So I'm glad I didn't assume, because I'm like, wait, this doesn't look right. Okay, so yes, this is isolation. You guys are kind of like, what's the word? You're just kind of holding yourself off from the rest of the world. That's not even a word, I don't think. But you're isolating yourself from other people and, yes, from spirit. I'm really getting a strong, that's very heavy. Because when we feel isolated from spirit, we are lost and wandering. And that's exactly what the Five of Pentacles energy is giving off right now. And it's weird because you guys are highly psychic. What on earth is going on here, group 3? Oh, look at that. Two of Wands. You're not present. You are absolutely not present. I feel that at any given point within the day, you are elsewhere. From the moment you wake up, even for a lot of you. You're thinking of the worries, the what ifs, the future, the past. You are anywhere but the present. And that is what is ripping you apart. Okay, I'm so sorry for that graphic image there, but it's really ripping you away from the connection to the divine and to your own lives and your own blessings that you have right here and right now. So yes, you're highly psychic, highly intuitive, and you're insanely powerful. I am getting a high-powered crown and third eye chakra from you guys. But where is the rest of the chakra work? It doesn't seem that, for the most part, for most of you, I don't think that you are grounded at this time of your life. Maybe at another point you felt differently, but it looks like you're so disconnected. In fact, here's the card hanging out here on the bottom, and I see like this, there's no cord, there's no energy lines that are connecting it to the other cards. It's as if you're free floating, kind of like in limbo. So if you are that psychic and that high powered, if you feel detached and disconnected from the divine, that is some serious isolation. I don't know how this happened. This could have been, I don't know, because of fear or restlessness or something that left you completely distracted. I have to keep asking the cards here, but in extreme cases, this can manifest into severe depression and, yes, anxiety, of course. Just because of that alone. I mean, there's other factors, but from that alone, it results in a sense of loneliness, right? Instead of feeling independent and free and, hey, I'm standing tall on my own, it's not like that. It turns into a very dark place. That's not for all of you, but that is for, I had to say that for some of you, that that's going to resonate. What else? I will look more into this because I feel like something caused this. With the Five of Pentacles and the Hermit, yes, this could have been caused by something in the 3D world. Maybe it was a person that turned their back on you, but that was only a catalyst. This is not only because of that. It looks like you're free floating here. Like I said, you're free floating, and it's kind of like you're floating throughout realms. Just like free floating and not having a place where you feel like you belong. Again, not grounded, not feeling at home anywhere or not feeling comfortable anywhere. So that does result from, yes, that's environmental, but it also could just be physical. So if you don't feel at home within your body, if you don't feel grounded within your body or within the physical realm, you know, feeling detached from nature as well, that is going to severely impact you here. Oh boy, this was heavy. This was very heavy start. Okay, so we also have the Judgment card. I love the fact that the Judgment card is here because it's, I mean, I always think that this is a positive and spiritual sign. Now, over here, we do see that there is literally an angel creating a bridge from this isolation to you down here as the Queen of Cups. But it's still, you can't see it. I can see it from where I'm sitting. But these two cards are still not quite touching. So what I see from there is that you are very, very, very close. Oh my God, it's just a hair off, but you are so close to receiving that spiritual connectedness. I don't know why. I don't know why you are removed from it. I feel like it's this internal resistance. Quite honestly, I feel like some of you are terrified. Of what, I'm not sure, but it seems like a lot of you are terrified to receive that connectedness and that nurturing and that support. Or maybe on some level you feel like you're going to lose yourself if you were to embrace the connectedness, you know? My goodness. Okay, let me take a moment to pause. Because that was very profound. You guys are probably creatives. Maybe you're writers or artists or philosophers or something. Like, that was very heavy and wise and very deep. For group three, Spirit, what else and what is causing them unnecessary stress, please? But I'm getting chills here. Like, you guys are, again, ultra psychic. You really kick butt in the psychic realm, but you don't have to be alone. I'm getting this, like, it is, I'm not getting sad from it, but I'm sharing that sadness with you at this time because of that feeling. All right, so anything else, Spirit? For group three, what is causing them unnecessary stress? Okay, yeah. I'm getting the fuller picture here. All right. We have the Ace of Pentacles. You've been holding this shining star of fortune in the palm of your hand for a long time. Whether it is a goal, a project, a wish, an ambition, there's something here that you've been holding on to. Oh my gosh. It is stagnant at this point. It feels stagnant at this point. And let me tell you why. It's because of that detachment from Spirit. Because of this idea that you are in this alone, or that you are unguided in your journey. It's kind of like you're driving the car of your spiritual path and your spiritual existence, but every time you try to turn the steering wheel or kind of give any direction to the vehicle, it's kind of like the mechanism is completely broken. Like, it's not turning as you want it to. So there's no connection to the vehicle itself because you are disconnected. So there is actually no control. It's an illusion of control. And what is really, it just really stinks because, I mean, look at all the abundance and the prosperity on this card. And I'm not saying that this is lost. You very clearly have the potential for this. And look at what it's paired with. I mean, what? Look at this. The Sun, just the highest form of joy. The Wheel of Fortune, this is your destiny. And with the Queen of Wands, the passion, the fire, the confidence. all of that is blocked. For at least for right now, okay? So yes, it is the detachment, or again, the feeling of abandonment from something or someone. All of this, so the topic, what is causing you this unnecessary stress? So I feel like, yes, you know this, but you haven't quite faced it. Many of you. Whatever it is that there's this thing that you deem as your future, your fortune, whatever, you know that a lot of happiness is going to be attached to this. And being your ultra psychic self, you know this. You know that the future holds all of this wonder and abundance. You know it, right? And you know that this is your destiny. It's really incredible. What is the, oh boy, maybe it lies within the Queen of Wands here. Spirit, what is the message behind the Queen of Wands? For some of you, it is simply that you have not acknowledged or owned, or no, the word is accept. You have not accepted your destiny. I feel like I have said this to you before. So this has been a problem for a long time. It's been a recurring pattern for you guys. There's something that you have been unwilling to accept. Spirit, why? Why is this the case? Why is the Four of Pentacles and the Two of Swords here? Oh my goodness. Oh, such a heavy heart. The Three of Swords. I mean, as you can see here, there's just... This is a lot of pain. This is not only a pain from this lifetime. This goes extremely deep. So whether it was in this lifetime where there was a bunch of trauma in your early days, or just like at any point in the past, and I would probably bet that it does extend into the past lives as well, whether or not you remember it. A lot of people don't, right? But obviously we remember the trauma in this lifetime. Well, for the most part, some people actually don't either. But anyway, there's so much hurt here. There's so much pain within the deepest layers of your heart and therefore your soul. Oh my. I did not expect it to be this heavy. I mean, the red of this, there's anger here. There's so much anger beneath the surface. I don't think that you ever quite allowed yourself to explore that anger or to really truly say it out loud. I'm not telling you to be an angry person or to hold a grudge, but if you have this deep within yourself, you must bring it to the surface and acknowledge it. Otherwise, you can't bring it out of the dark closet, you know? This has to surface so that you can begin the healing process. Yikes. Spirit, is there anything else that you can tell us about the Three of Swords? Please, what is the clarity here? Oh my God. This is threefold pain and hurt, and even, it could be betrayal. I mean, I don't, let me see. Yes, it has been here forever, for such a long time. I was just going to say that I wasn't sure if it was talking about a series of events or one event or one person even. It very well could be because of one person. Some of you, yes, it was another person that you loved, whether that was romantic or not. But this is something that you've been carrying forever with the Knight of Pentacles there. This has been loyal to you, so to speak, on your journey. Oh my God, this just keeps unfolding. There's so many layers here. Spirit, anything else? about the Three of Swords, please. Three of Swords. Yeah, I mean, yes, it could have to do with this one. This event, this pain was more obvious, but I am sensing that it is connecting back to the original pain and trauma, and it just reminded you of that. Maybe you thought that whoever was involved with the more recent pain, maybe you thought, oh, that is so, okay, hold on. Wow. Yes, that's what I am feeling here. Maybe you thought, or you felt within your soul, that this other person from the more recent time was going to heal these ancient wounds and make you feel a sense of home and connectedness and safety, to be heard and to be seen. But all they did was leave you out in the cold. Or the situation did. There was no fulfillment. There was no resolution. There was no healing. And now it resulted in this stagnant, detached energy. Oh my goodness. Let's take a moment here. Okay. It is very interesting to me that the cards are giving off this energy that you are standing alone, yes, but very powerful in your independence, in your aloneness. So you do have the potential and the capacity on most days to feel very empowered on your own. I don't think that you necessarily need anybody or that, like, excuse me, I don't think that you're convinced that you need that divine counterpart in order to feel okay. I don't think that that's the case here. I just think that within the soul level, the wound still lives. It's still bleeding. Spirit, what else for group 3? What do they need to know about this? Anything else? The Emperor. Anything else? So this one is not really about that situation, but with the Emperor and the Seven of Cups, they're kind of rekindling the message here to take back your power, to take back control of your life, healthy control of your life, and create these options and these pathways for yourself. You already know you are 1,000 times capable of this. You know that already. You have so many talents, so many options in terms of your success, no matter what path you take. And that's what they're asking you to do. With the Wheel of Fortune here, you're right there at the cusp of it. It is time. We are coming up upon that time. It's time to take action. It's time to take control and power back. All right? So I'm going to get some of these. Let's see what we can do here. Spirit, is there anything else? Any new or additional messages for group 3? What is giving them unnecessary stress? For group 3. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else that we need to know about here for group 3? This is the Light Seers Tarot, by the way. You guys grew quiet all of a sudden in your energy. I think that some of these revelations here, or acknowledging of some of these things, is going to set you into a reflective mode in the coming days or weeks or months or whatever. For me personally, when I am in reflective hermit mode, I will do the heavy journal writing. So I highly encourage you guys to do some journal writing or voice journaling, whatever you have to do to get out those thoughts. It's going to sincerely help. And that way you can turn some of the isolation energy into something productive or something that will benefit you in end. Spirit, what else do we need to know for group 3? What else is causing them unnecessary stress? What do we need to know here? That was quite a revelation even for me, because I connected to you guys' energy and I'm like, whoa, that was something. So we have the Six of Pentacles here. Anything else? What is causing them unnecessary stress? Six of Pentacles, Two of Swords. Spirit, what is the clarity here for these two cards, please? Nine of Pentacles. Okay, yes. So again, I'm going to repeat, you guys have so much potential, and I do see that you will be incredibly prosperous. Not just financially, but within your spirit and your well-being. The freedom and the happiness here on this card. So yes, the Nine of Pentacles is traditionally a card of someone standing all on their own. They're just by themselves. But look at the happiness there. Okay, so we had here the Six of Pentacles. Sorry, that was my phone. I hope it doesn't keep buzzing. The Six of Pentacles, the Two of Swords. So it looks as though there is... So here with the Two of Swords, yes, there is some sort of indecision. Now, on this version of the card, it looks like she's being torn in different ways, and it all is in the space of the mind. You guys need to let your mind rest. Oh my gosh. There has to be room for meditation in your daily routine. Please do this for yourself. So in this card, it literally looks like the whatever those are, crows or ravens, they're like pecking and saying, hey, like, look this way, look this way, look this way. It's just too much. So allow the mind to be clear and to be balanced. Give back to yourself. Be generous towards yourself in your self-care, in your mental space, in your mental freedom. This is not an option, especially for you guys, because look at where you're coming from with this energy. This is no longer an option. You must take care of the space of your mind. For group 3, anything else? Any final messages for group 3? Death. Yes, death and rebirth, it says on this card. Yes. So if you just simply allow and embrace, there's something else here too. If you believe, actually, I think that's what was another underlying cause of pain. If you believe that you can be reborn mentally and spiritually and physically, and if you believe that you are guided in this divine direction, you will get there. So it's like meeting spirit and the divine halfway. You're sticking out your hand and they're taking it. Okay, so it takes two to tango, essentially. So believe and trust. Okay, Spirit, anything else? What do they need to know in order to heal or cope other than what we've already gone through? What else do they need to know to heal and cope? Please, Spirit, please and thank you. For group 3. Oh yeah, definitely. 8 of Cups, it's freaking time to move on. It's time to move on from this energy. It's time to move on from the pain, from the burdens, from the anger, or again, not anger for all of you, but it's time to move on from the wounds. You're very ready. Believe that you can do it. Believe that it is time. And lo and behold, what happens after that? This is funny. The 10 of Pentacles. So not only is there prosperity and there's security and stability, but there's connectedness and joy to all others, to the collective, to the divine, to your abundance and your future. Well, your present as well. Pentacles being very grounded in the present. Okay? Spirit, anything else? How can they, anything else for how they can heal or cope? Group 3, please. All right, so we have here the Page of Cups and the Two of Cups. Interesting. Let me get one more for that one. Spirit, can you tell us anything more about the Page and the Two of Cups? Anything else? What is the message here behind the Page and the Two of Cups, as well as the Two of Pentacles? Okay. Well, there's your Five of Cups. We saw over here the Five of Pentacles. So with the Page and the Two of Cups, what they said here with these two cards was invite love. Invite love, invite harmony, invite joy in whatever shape or form. So what they're trying to say is try not to be stuck on any one idea of love coming into your life or this harmony coming into your life, and invite it in all forms. You might be surprised with what comes through. Just eliminate those expectations. So we have finally the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. Okay, so obviously, yes, there needs to be a balance of this feeling of sadness. Let's actually get just one more for that particular. Spirit, what is the message for the Five of Cups and Two of Pentacles, please? The Empress. The Empress. So this one is definitely, again, connecting to Mother Earth, to, if some of you, I don't know, like if some of you have children, this is a motherly card as well. What else? Feeling connected to Mother Earth, to anything with nature and that sense of abundance. I do honestly feel that that is going to remove you from this feeling of sadness. Like there's like a black hole here. And again, with the Two of Pentacles, this does have to do with an imbalance. So what we're looking for is groundedness. So, I mean, it does work to be fully connected to nature and abundance and the divine Mother Earth. It does help. It does transform. Any final words for group 3? For group 3, how can they heal or cope? What else do they need to know? Okay, so finally we have the Strength card and the High Priestess, two powerful major arcana cards. I don't know if some of you do have a fire in your chart, maybe some of you are Leos or just somewhere in your chart perhaps, but I do feel that this is you and your power with the Strength card. That's why I mentioned it. So feeling similar to the Empress, just being fully in your divine power. So we have equal amounts here of passion and psychic energy. So it's fire and water really is what I'm holding here. Again, balance. Have patience with the Strength card and recognize the obvious strength that you have. It's not so obvious if you don't acknowledge it, but acknowledge and look back at every single thing you've accomplished, and you've really kicked some serious butt over the years, and you have to acknowledge that. And again, with the High Priestess, you are high-powered psychic beings and passionate beings. So it's time to really harness that power. Let's get you a final angel message here. I have to get the name of these cards. I forgot to get the box. Spirit, what is your final message, please? For group 3. Final message for group 3. Okay, we have the Angel of Wisdom. Very fitting for you guys. It says, through my connection with infinite wisdom, all becomes possible. All that exists flows from the source of divine wisdom. Wisdom emerges in the heart that has opened itself. We transform attachments and doubts into the certainty that we have and know all we need when we tune into the soul. We have and know all we need, is what I meant, when we tune into the soul. It is possible to have knowledge and no wisdom Wisdom is a pure quality that comes from the spirit, inspiring loving attitudes and creating abundance moment by moment. Wow, that's so true for you guys. You are full of wisdom, okay? You have all of these experiences, all of these lessons that you have learned. I mean, you are just overflowing with wisdom. So I guess the only step next is to trust and then channel all of that into your path, in through you. This is coming from the source, okay? Like I said, that connectedness is what is going to bring you right back into your divine power. You're going to feel like the magician, just so connected as that divine conduit of all of these energies. And the amount that you're going to create and to impact in this world is going to be outrageous, okay? So it's time to embrace that. Whew. This is a very spiritual reading. I didn't know what was going to come up exactly, but this was not exactly what I expected. But wow, group 3. So that's what I have for you. Okay, I hope it helped. If it didn't resonate at all, please feel free to pick a different group, but that's what I have. I hope it resonated. I hope it helped and gave you some clarity. Okay, so group 3, let us know in the comments what's going on with you. Please subscribe and share, hit the notification button, and best of luck to you guys on your journey as usual. Sending you blessings, sending you my love. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. everyone, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 4, which is the squishy stress ball. I actually, this is really fun. Okay. And thank you to the squishy ball for inspiring tonight's reading. It is actually why I thought of it. I was like, okay. So Spirit, this reading is for group 4. Is that what I said? I lost track. I got distracted by the bright color. This reading is for group 4 and the energies for them in their lives right now, especially with what is causing them unnecessary stress. Please provide us with clear, guided messages for group 4. All right. Spirit, for group 4, what is causing them unnecessary stress at this time of their life? Please and thank you. For group 4, what is giving them unnecessary stress? Okay. Interesting. All of the groups have been very interesting, very different. So for you guys, this one's going to kind of depend. I'm not sure if this is going to resonate for every single one of you, but it does look like you recently walked away from either a person or a situation. Could have been having something to do with work, could have been a relationship or like a domestic situation, okay? So it does look like you walked away in the recent past and separated yourself and I guess freed yourself depending on the situation. But yes, this does look like it's something in the past. It does look like it's something that you still tend to, you know, ruminate over, kind of give yourself some inner conflict and say, was that the right decision? What's going to happen for my future? And am I going to be able to still move on and have my success? I mean, yeah, I definitely would say that you are going to be able to reach that success. Let's get a little clarity. Spirit, what else can you tell us for group 4? What else? What has been causing them unnecessary stress at this time? Okay, so yeah, there is something that you're still quite unclear about here with the Moon card coming up. Again with the 6 of Swords. Yeah, you guys might have had some serious doubts about bringing yourself away from the situation. The Hermit and the Magician are very much cards that are standing alone and independent. Okay, so I might have mentioned in one past video, I do consider these the moving on cards. Yeah, you guys did move on and away from some, again, this could be representing a person, a situation, an environment, whatever the case is for you guys. But I do feel like you have been really rolling around in your mind, and just even in the current time, there's unanswered questions. There's a lack of clarity. There could be mystery, confusion, anxiety, fear, any of these things about the situation itself. But yes, also about the actual decision, the actual moving on itself. Spirit, what else do we need to know for group 4? Can you please give us a little clarity or any other new information? What has been causing them unnecessary stress? All right, so with the Knight of Pentacles, I do feel that I don't really get the energy of stubbornness from you guys. It's a little bit more like stuckness. So some of you are on a deeper layer. It might not be something that, I mean, of course, I don't think that this is intentional at all, but I think that because of this Moon energy here, that it has been impacting your sense of the future and your sense of hope towards a positive future, especially if you feel like you've made the wrong decision, or not even that you've made the wrong decision, but you're questioning if you did. There's a little bit in this card, there's this element of losing a sense of power or control over your life in the future because you may have been granting it towards the person or the situation previously. So in some way you felt that someone or something else was in control of your positive future. And that's why this has been extra hard for you, because you've been stuck on that notion. And therefore the fear sparks up with the moon. The anxiety, okay? We have the Six of Cups here. Let's find out what that's about. The Six of Cups is actually a very positive energy here, so I wonder, hold on. Spirit, what can you tell us about the Six of Cups? Why is it here, and what is the message, please? I think that it's just a matter of questioning your happiness. Will I be happy? Can I be happy with what I just did or where I'm moving towards? Something like that. Spirit, what else? Six of Cups. What is the message behind the Six of Cups, please? Group 4. So this is not going to resonate for all of you, but there is an element of, I did kind of get a whiff of this before with the Six of Cups. Now you have the Queen of Cups. It kind of just looks to me like some kind of parental, I was going to say motherly, it's not gender specific, but like some kind of motherly or parental energy here, and kind of questioning, hey, did I lose my chance of having that opportunity? Again, that's only for a small number of you, or a smaller number of you. For others of you, let's see, what is the message for the rest of the viewers here, Spirit? For Six of Cups, please. Six of Cups. This has something, again, it does have something to do with your happiness. The Judgment card. It's just like, again, questioning whether or not you can evolve and have that success. Like I mentioned, the success. You're very concerned with movement and expansion in your life. So maybe you thought that, so for some of you, this might have been a job, right? It might not have even been a person or a situation, but whatever the case is, you're very concerned with moving up and onward and expanding and evolving and all of that. And shifting within this situation or within whatever was going on here has severely impacted your sense of confidence that you could expand and evolve. The doubts are starting. Or they've already clearly started, right? Anything else? Any clarity, Spirit, for Group 4? That's really interesting that this energy is coming out. I mean, the fact that you guys chose the bright, squishy ball, I figured that it would be like a very playful kind of energy, but you guys are actually quite serious. That's happened in another reading I did in the past. The people that chose the unicorn, it was the video, What Magical Things Are Coming Your Way. The people that chose that group, it actually ended up that they were very serious and not like whimsical like I thought they would be. I wonder. Anyway, what else? Any clarity for Group 4 in what is causing them unnecessary stress, Spirit? Yeah, so just quite simply an air of regret or loss. Yes, it could be sadness, it could be grief, whatever the case is, but it's that whole thing, looking at the cups that have spilt, okay? And yeah, you might at the moment be focusing on what you have lost, but I know that this is not permanent. In time, you will be able to see what you still have and what you still can have, okay? So that's good. And the card that came up with that was actually the Temperance card. So you will find this balance in time. You will find that sense of hope, that renewed hope. Okay, what else? Any other messages, Spirit, so far for Group 4? Anything else so far? There will be a period of rest coming soon for you, and it's going to be just tremendously helpful, because through that period of rest and not necessarily contemplation, but more of rest and replenishment, you will receive clarity, a huge strike of clarity. This is going to be it's going to be such a relief to have that clarity coming straight out of the moon energy. It's going to replace it with light, and which does draw on the image of the sun card. It's not here, but it does draw on that image for me. So to put it a different way, yes, you will receive your answers that you've been looking for. Strength and the Empress as well. You're going to be sure of who you are again. Standing bright and tall in your power. Certain of your path, certain of your abilities. It's just going to be restored with that clarity. Spirit, anything else? Queen of Swords, yeah, it just keeps going. More clarity, and there's going to be a little bit more of logic and planning as you move forward as well, which gives me the feeling of that healthy control again. So this is you regaining your sense of ambition and motivation, and boom, boom, let's get this done. I like that energy. Okay, let's get some clarifiers. One moment. These are kind of hard to shuffle. Spirit, is there anything else so far for group 4 that we should know here? What else is giving them unnecessary stress? Anything else for group 4 that they need to know? I think it's an even split for you guys. I mean, for a lot of you, I was getting that feeling of being a go-getter, being very career-oriented and job-focused, work-focused, perhaps being a workaholic or something like that. But then again, like I said, for others of you, it was a person or a situation within the home environment, like this domestic situation, like a living situation. Some of you might have not necessarily left the environment, but your energy sure has left. Okay, for what else? For group 4, please. For group 4, what is causing them unnecessary stress? 6 of Wands again, yes. So 6 of Wands, we saw before the card of success and victory, and even, you know, recognition. Yes, recognition. That's a really big one for you guys. I do feel it's important for you personally to have established your sort of like your status or your authority or your place in the world, and not in a conceited way at all, not in a prideful way, but because it is just who you really are. So it's been very important for you to, again, that evolving and that expansion. For others to know that, for others to know that you're in this position of authority. Whether that's through your job or just like in your life in general, for others to know that you're doing well, you know? So if it's not resonating that you don't care if others know, it's just for you to know. It's sort of like for life to know is kind of what I mean as well. But yeah, success and triumph and victory is very important for you guys. Spirit, what else? So the way that translates is that obviously if it wasn't matching that expectation has been a big one for all of the readings, then yes, that will cause unnecessary stress. So definitely to cut yourself just a little bit of slack at this time, group 4. You will get there. You will definitely get there. As long as you keep going, you know, keep taking these steps. But I do think that you need to cut yourself some slack in regards to sort of like the pace or the speed or, you know, what you define as success. Success can look different to different people. So redefine what success means to you, okay? We have the 9 of Cups, and as I said that, redefine what success means to you. Focus on your happiness instead of, let's say, other types of accomplishments. This also came up in one of the other groups. I forget which one. But yes, Nine of Cups, focusing on happiness and joy and fulfillment right here and right now. What else for group 4? We do have the Six of Cups again. Okay, now I'm going to really look into Spirit. What can you tell us about the Six of Cups? Why has this come up again? Six of Cups, please. What is it talking about? What is the message behind the Six of Cups? Yeah, this is a huge source of stress for you guys. Again, we see the Two of Swords, that indecision or blockage or conflict or something like that. A lot of worry and distress because of this, and something having to do with, so with the Fool, that's the bright new beginning and a sense of adventure. Again, for some of you, I am getting that idea of having children. Don't worry, it's not going to resonate for everybody. But for those of you that it is, it's looking like you wanted that new beginning and that sort of like that innocence and that purity and that chance. Like I feel just like that. It's just causing a lot of grief within the what ifs. Anything else, Spirit? For group 4, what do they need to know? Group 4, please. We have the Hierophant and the Emperor. Connecting it back to that message, yes, like I said, it could have to do with marriage or union of some kind. The Emperor is actually a fathering and paternal kind of energy. So, but if that's not resonating, it could just be, again, of something having to do with status and power and authority of some kind, and just feeling, again, with this over here, that feeling that particular type of success. What else am I going to get for you guys? Spirit, what do they need to know so far? Anything else? Any other hidden messages here for group 4? What do they need to know about all of this? Justice, yeah. Definitely. So I see justice not really in terms of necessarily balance, but fairness. Okay, so we have here some repeating cards. We have, so the Justice here we didn't see, but we did see the Moon and the Four of Swords. So let's introduce some fairness, and yes, fairness and balance into your life, being fair to yourself and allowing time to rest, to replenish, and to stop sort of burdening yourself with thinking you have to know all the answers, or that you have to be responsible for finding all these answers, or for sort of bringing all these things to light, or solving all these problems. So just allow yourself to have that rest and replenishment. Spirit, how can they heal and cope? What are some messages for group 4? How can they heal and cope with all of this? What do they need to know specifically? The Lovers, okay. So the message from that card, one of the things that I heard was lean on those who love you, whether, you know, it's romantic love or friendship love or family love. It said to lean on those who love you. So I do think that it's time to extend your voice, your hand outward, and to ask for this help and support. Hold on. What else? What do they need to know in terms of how to heal and cope? Wow, Three of Swords. What do they need to know about the Three of Swords, please? So the Three of Swords that heavy burden, that emotional pain, emotional burden, whether it was because of whatever just happened in the recent past or something prior to that. We have the Seven of Pentacles. This is something that has been growing for quite some time. Did we see? We did. Yes, here it is, the Ace of Swords. It goes right there. The Ace of Swords again. And the Five of Pentacles. So basically they're saying that you will know why you feel this pain. Everyone has a different reason, a different origin of the wound. So they're indicating that, yes, this has been something that has been growing for quite some time, but they're saying the clarity specifically is going to be with why and where it comes from. Let's get a little more though, hold on. And in terms of healing and coping, just understanding why is very healing in terms of feeling illuminated or just not feeling in the dark. So understanding and reflecting is going to be very healing at this time. Another thing that for you guys, when I said before, lean on others, you know, that might even be like a professional as well. As long as you extend yourself outward to get that support and that feedback, that's really going to be helpful for you guys. I didn't mention that with the other groups, but for you guys, I am sensing that maybe you have to, you know, get the feedback of someone in the field, like a professional field, okay? If it calls to you. How can they heal or cope, Spirit? You might like the structure of that, the professional, you know? Anyway, Spirit, what else? How can they heal or cope for group 4? What do they need to know? What do they need to know? Whoa. We have the Eight of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So pretty clear message here. The Eight of Swords means feeling trapped and feeling stuck. The Ace of Wands, this is how you free yourself with your creativity, with your passions. This could be, yes, for some of you it can be a creative passion, but others of you it could be just any kind of passionate idea, whether that's like getting people together or creating some kind of brainstorming some idea that you have for some kind of a, let's say if some of you are really ambitious, you wanted to start some kind of a program or a business or whatever it is, but that passion is going to free you from this energy of the Eight of Swords. And you're going to feel like yourself again. That's a big one for you guys. Not feeling like yourself in regards to your version of success or your fire and that big personality, that big aura that you have. Not feeling like yourself makes you feel trapped. So really tune into that. Even if you don't have the resources or the opportunity to quite yet, just freeing yourself mentally and within the soul is going to take you out of that Eight of Swords energy. Okay. Spirit, anything else? How can they heal or cope? Group 4, please. Group 4, anything else, Spirit? Anything else for group 4? What do they need to know? Any final messages for group 4, please? Okay. We have... Okay, that's interesting. Wait, did it come up here? I don't think it did. But we do have the Six of Swords again, which was this one. So this time it is paired with the Four of Wands. Again, the Four of Wands has to do with something with home or a sense of belonging or harmony. For a smaller number of you, yes, it could be something having to do with like perhaps someone that you deemed as a soulmate or something like that. But yes, a sense of belonging or harmony. So with the Six of Swords and that questioning of that, what I have to say about that, I personally don't feel that it's possible to make a mistake in our life path. I think that every single choice that we make, we either ended up making or we were guided to make, and that each and every single one of those was necessary for our development or for the next steps. Okay? So, if you kind of just look at the decisions that you've made or look at where you are now and change your perspective of it and say, yes, it was necessary for the next steps. And even if, let's say, I am not happy with my current decision, that doesn't mean I'm stuck here. I will make more decisions to get me closer to what I want. Okay? And to focus on this, the Four of Wands, to focus on your sense of harmony within yourself first, within your own life path first. And you see the sense of joy. This is a card of celebration. A card of celebration and joy and belonging. So if you tap into that energy and feel like you truly belong here, just within the collective and within yourself and within spirit first, that will help you along the way. Let's do a final draw. I'll get you an angel card and then we're all set. Spirit, anything else for group 4? Any final words for group 4? Okay, so we have here the Empress. Again, with power, abundance, and again, for the smaller number of you, fertility or motherhood or something like that. Just to nurture yourself, to feel connected and empowered within the earth, within Mother Earth, within your life path, like I said. To feel like you are the child in the equation now, to feel like you are nurtured by spirit and by the divine. To allow to allow yourself to feel connected, to feel fully connected to the divine. Finally, let's get an angel message here. I'm interested to see what you guys get. I have to get the name of this though. Okay, Spirit, what is your final message, please, for group 4? Final message for group 4, please. Just one card. Just one card. Okay. The Angel of Order. It says, my outer life reflects my inner order. Awareness of order is active on every level of creation. No being or thing would exist if processes of order and ritual were forgotten. The sun, the moon, the stars, and all of nature respond with order and beauty to the Creator. When there is order, the higher energies flow without hindrance. We feel a great freedom and we don't need to worry about what to do next. Wow. So from this part over here, I do feel that it's just a sense of trust. That's been a common theme here. A sense of trust that everything is going to work out. It might not be exactly what you thought it would be at first, but you don't need to worry about what to do next or what's coming next. Okay, and like I said, it does talk about nature. I feel that there is order to all of the chaos in a strange sense. All right, the Angel of Order. So yes, my outer life reflects my inner order. So just again, another thing here is that the inner world does reflect, well, our outer world reflects our inner world, which means that if you want to see this type of freedom or order or joy within your outer world, just make sure to create that within yourself first, and then you will see that reflected into your outer world, okay? All right. Group 4. So that is what I have for you. I really hope that this helped. If it didn't resonate at all, feel free to pick a different group. But group 4, that's what I have. I hope it resonated. I hope it gave you some clarity and guidance. Let us know in the comments what's going on with you. Please subscribe and share. Hit the notification button if this helped you, all right? So as usual, sending you blessings, sending you love. Best of luck to you on your journey. And thank you once again for tuning in. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Bye-bye.